Hi everybody, this is Tina with Rehatch Designs, and I am here with another continuation of working on our Boho journal, and this time we're going to be working on a tassel and just tassels in general, just a different way in how to do them. There's lots of videos out there on how to make them, and I am not saying that my way is the best way. You can check them out, see what you like. I mean, I'm making it this way different than I did my video the last time. So I'm thinking this time might be a little easier, but I don't know. It's up to you. You just kind of look and see if it's something that you think you want to do. Then I would check out different ways of doing it, and then maybe kind of, look around and see what appeals to you. Anyway, let me move this aside. I thought I'd put that out there because I think a lot of us feel that way. It's our happy place, and right now we're kind of probably needing to go to our happy place a lot. I have a few things I wanted to show you because I had made my boho beads. Oop, we're going to have a little avalanche. I am still surrounded by things. When I made these, I talked about the little spacers and the little things that you can get relatively cheaply that you will use, and they're just something that I think make a difference. If you look at this, as pretty as that red bead is, the little gold cap beads in there and spacers, that's what just brings it up a notch, okay? That's what kind of takes it over the top, is the little spacers. And I'm not saying to go buy them. Like I said, you can go through your old jewelry and cut it up, and a lot of times you'll find little spacers in there. But if they're really pretty inexpensive, I was running low on, was it gold? I think it was gold. And I didn't have the right size silver. So I did order some from Amazon, and I will link put the link on there. But these are relatively inexpensive, and I just kind of wanted to show you guys what you normally can get. And I mean, if you're not making jewelry to sell or anything, you can probably, here, I'll just put them in here. Let's find one of these that isn't too dirty. Okay, there we go. We have some other things in there, but anyway, that's what they are. There's all different sizes, and you basically just put these on your beads to decorate your bead. And when you're making the boho journal, let me see if I can find a couple of ones that will work. These might be too big. Maybe this size. We'll see. Hold on. See if I can find a bead. Okay, so here's one that's just the actual boho bead itself. When you go, you can put that on top, okay, and then put your next bead. And what that does, that one's kind of big, but let me see, that's too small. It just makes it look kind of finished off and decorates it a little bit. So you would have one there, okay, and then maybe you have one going the other way, and then that would surround your bead. This bead's kind of small, but anyway, it goes on the other end. I don't think I have a bigger bead in there, do I? Yeah, so you would have that on the other side of your bead, and then one on the other side, and that just makes them look a little bit more decorative and fancy and whatever. Also, I wanted to tell you guys, I ended up on a lot of my boho beads using the eyelets just to pop inside there with some glue, and I really like that because I think it made it kind of finished. But the reason I say that is if you are wanting to put boho beads, let's say just the bead itself, and string it on, like your tassel or whatever, it makes them look very finished, just like that, so you wouldn't even have to do anything else. Because this is technically the boho bead. The rest of it was just like, you know, just some beading in front and after. I mean, if you look at it, let me see. All you're doing is, I mean, this is an extra bead, that's extra, that's extra. These are all extra. I mean, none of these are part of the actual boho bead. The boho bead itself is just right here. And it's the same size as this. So all of this is just, you know, that's just icing on the cake. Okay, so if you wanted to, you could just make a bunch of beads and then, you know, string them and use them on your journal. Okay, so let me get these out of the way. I also wanted to show you, I just bought this, and I wanted some smaller, round, different colored. They're gonna make me, I hate that I have to do that because I could save this package, but I guess not. Yeah. So this was a pretty good deal, and I'll link all that on there. I find that a lot of times online you can get stuff equivalent to what a sale is. Now, not a clearance sale, but I am so afraid if I open this it's going to go flying. Oh gosh, please don't. Oh, I see it has tape on it. Okay, I didn't see the tape. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that's a better. Anyway, so these are just the little cracked glass beads, and I needed some different colors of this size. Even after I took apart my jewelry, I still found that I needed some like this. So anyway, I got those, and then the big thing, move that out of the way, were these beads. And this I got I like having a variety of different beads when I'm doing stuff, and these are glass beads. I mainly try and always use glass beads or crystal beads, and these are really pretty. They're decent quality, and I find that it's actually cheaper to buy them in bulk like this than it is to buy them individually. Like you can see, they had a price of $2.99 on each one. I did not pay that much. Again, I'll link that. But you do tend to need a lot of different sizes and colors. It just depends on what you're doing. So this is something I will use. I didn't, you know, necessarily use this kind of bead when I was making jewelry, so I don't have a lot of it. So now I have a stock of different colors, and you know, it'll come in handy, and I'll use them and whatever. So anyway, I don't remember how many strands came with that. I don't remember if it even said that. Okay, this one's coming apart, so that's not good. I'll just put it in here. But I mean, they come all the way down to the very little to, you know, let's see what the biggest size is, probably about like this. So anyway, that's what I got, and I will do my best to remember to put the links on there in case you're interested. Put this all in the trash. So I don't know where I'm going to put that. I guess I'll put it back here. I've got a big stack of stuff just sitting back here. Well, I don't really have room back there. Maybe I'll just put it over here. When I open these up, I like to keep them separated by color. So I probably will put them, what I usually do is I open them in a little dish like this, and then I'll, you know, move it to a separate little storage area. So I may or may not use these today. I don't know. I'm not sure. Not sure what we're going to do exactly. The one thing I do want to show you guys is on the journal, itself, I had put this little, and this, like, I had gotten this off. It's a Christmas tree trim, and I'd taken that piece off, and I really like how it looks there. So I may not put the boho bead there. I may put it in the tassel. I'm not sure, but I just wanted to let you know that it's an evolving situation. And also too, whoever gets the journal, they can move it wherever they want to. It's not permanently affixed in any way. So anyway, what I wanted to do today is go ahead and work on a tassel, and this is going to be only made with lace and ribbon. Just that's all we're doing. We're not adding any beading or anything to it. But the tassel will be separate. It'll be just a separate item that you can take on or off. And there'll be just a couple strings of beads or a boho bead or something with it, okay? So that it'll be where the tassel is and all in one spot, but you can remove them separately is what I'm trying to say, and I'm not saying it very well. Anyway, and I'm going to try and get to both. I'm really getting to the point where hopefully I can get both done. I just, you know, honestly, I really like to get everything all in one video, and so we'll just have to see if we get to both parts, if we get to the not just the material and other part, but the, you know, beaded thing too. So we may not get to that. I don't know. We'll just have to see. Okay, so what I'm using, I have these, and you know what, guys, I don't want everybody to go out and buy a bunch of things that they aren't going to use, but I have had these because I used to use these when I made jewelry. And this is the thing that I have figured out, that, okay, so you can go buy like a package of these, and they'll have 4 or 5 in a package, and it'll be $1.50 or $2. Well, I have found that you can buy this stuff in bulk for not much more. And so I just would buy, you know, larger quantities of it. So then, you know, so now I have a lifetime supply. So anyway, but it just would drive me nuts that I would have to pay, you know, almost the same price for 3 or 4, you know. So anyway, what these are these are used, and I do not know what they call, but there are a fastener of some sort. And I am positive I probably got these on Amazon, but I could not find the link. You know how it just kind of disappears sometimes? Anyway, these are made to go in there for like a bracelet or a necklace, where this kind of holds it in. But we're just going to use this round part now. And you can use, what did I do with those fasteners? Oh, I was going to show you and I forgot to put them out. Hang on just a second, guys, and I'll go get it so I can show you exactly what I was talking about. All right, let me see. Okay, so this one, they're rusted. I rusted these so they don't open and close as good as they should. But they do. What happens is you can, eventually they do. But anyway, you can use these little rings, okay? And they will work just as well. And actually there's a plus to using them that way. And I'm going to make one with that and one with that so you can see. But in any case, you don't have to have a rusted one, but I kind of do that just because I like the look of it. Anyway, I'm going to use this for the journal, but this is going to be what we use to loop our I don't know what our tassel through. So we're going to do that. And let's see. What did I do? I was going to get something else. Oh, here we go. Let me get that. So I'm going to use a lot of lace and yarn and things like that. I get my little jar out. Not that one. There it is. Okay. I have pieces of wax thread that I keep in here. Hopefully I have some longer ones. Otherwise I'll have to go get it out. Oh gosh. I know, hopefully that's, now that one's pretty long. I think that one will work. I just keep all my remnants in here and I use it to tie for buttons and things like that. I think that's long enough. That's plenty long enough. Okay, so anyway, this is just my wax thread. You could use, oh gosh, any kind of like strong, something strong to tie with. I like the wax thread just because I like how when you tie a knot in it, it stays. So we'll be using that. Embroidery floss, that's what I was going to say. And I do have a lot of that. I could use that too and then wax it. I don't know. We'll just use the wax thread and then we'll see. We'll see. Okay, so anyway, what I'm going to do is we're going to use that. I have some silver ones too, but they're really kind of small. I think they could work on a smaller tassel, but I think they would be just a little bit too small to use for this. So anyway, I am going to take all of my different ribbon that I think, and a lot of times this is how I do it. I just get my ruler out, and I usually make them about 12 inches, sometimes longer, but by the time I put the little dangle thing on top, it usually 12 inches is about what you want, because see, if we do this 12 inches, it's going to be half of that amount hanging, which I think is about right, because then you add about that much to it. So then that makes it, you know, that makes the whole thing hang down about, you know, 7 inches, which is, you know, your journal's only 8. So anyway, so I'm going to go, well, maybe I should go a little bit longer on this. Let's see, because you do have to cut off and trim it. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is maybe go a little bit longer. So we will go, and I'll just use my mat. I'm going to go right at 14 inches, okay? And I'm just using my mat to measure. And all the colors of the ribbon that I think I'm going to use, I have them all stacked up over here, and that's just a matter of picking them out. So there's one, and some of these are new. You will see that when I use these, I have a lot because I shop the sales. This is 99 cents. Okay. And so when I do that, then I have a lot to work with. Now what you can do after you cut the first piece is you don't have to, oh, here we go, we have an avalanche. You don't have to measure after that. You can just use that ribbon and just kind of make them, and they don't have to be exact because we're going to trim them off later. And I just start piling them. And this is very colorful, so we're going to use all that. Yeah, I might as well get the ones that are already open. And like I said, they're not perfect, but, you know, and they don't have to be, and I don't want them to be. But these are all the different colors. And I may not use all these in here. I don't know. I definitely want this. Get these kind of straightened out. After you go a while with these, you start not, and I'm mainly doing it based on the colors that we have in on our cover. And it's mainly, you know, it's mainly jewel tones. That there. I don't know if I want one that purple. Do I want that one? Do I want orange? And I do like having different textures and things like that in there, so I think I'm going to put this teal in there too. Well, it's not opening. Hold on. Should not be that hard. Okay. See, now you realize when you double that, that's what you get. But there's not, to me, there's not enough. Okay, now I can't tell where my size is. I'll go back to here. You know, you want to have enough to make it reasonably fluffy, so if that's a word. Okay, am I going to use that? I am. Okay, do I want this dark purple or do I want to go? I have a light purple in there. I don't know. We'll see. I can always pull out anything I don't want to use, but man, oh man, these things are hard to open. And you know, so I have a lot because I buy this stuff when it's on sale. I mean, really on sale. So, get this back over here so I can measure. And I actually, there we go. I don't know. Okay, that's it. I don't know, but I'm going to go ahead and do the lace. And we're going to have other colors of lace, but oops, that would have hurt. I guess I could have done this before the video, but I did not. So, I hope everyone's doing well. I have been running around like crazy. Okay. My oldest son that works at the lab, if you've heard me talk about him, that tests for COVID, he's staying with us for a few days, and he has two golden retriever lab mixed puppies. Well, they're almost a year old, and which is still a puppy, and so they're sweet as can be, but they're a handful. And so, you know, I've been trying to deal with them. My husband is home, and he does help a lot with them, but still, it's a lot. Okay, it's really a lot. Okay, so what didn't we use? Oh, I have this gold I want to put in there, and I have another gold. I want gold just because, well, I just do. Okay, so am I going to put that in there? Go. Stuck in there. Okay, and then I have this gold rickrack, and I'm going to put a little bit of that in there because I want a little bit of gold in there. Just to kind of bring the gold from the rest. Okay. It's like a little, well, it does fray, so put that in there. All right. And all the pieces that we had. Okay. So now what I want to do, here's the thing. I've got some black lace, and I do want more black in there. I kind of was looking at the other day and trying to figure out what it was missing. And it does need some black. Did I end up doing that at 12 inches anyway? Yeah, barely. I just did it 13. Not even 13. So I could have just done that. It'll be all right. Okay. So I'm going to put some black lace in there. And I always put lace in because I just think, like I said, I like having the different textures and that kind of thing. Now here's my thing. I have other laces, but I don't have anything but white in the lace that I want to use. So I am going to change that. And so hang on a minute. Okay, so I have my handy dandy alcohol ink, and I use this stuff all the time to dye my laces. So I'm going to do that. Where's my alcohol? I wonder where I put that. Well, that's not good. Well, here. I have a little bit of it right here. Anyway, I'm going to spray this lace with alcohol first, and I'm going to get it all wet. It's just a piece. And the reason you want it wet, and you should wear gloves with this, but again, I'm not, is that way when it picks up the color, it is not just, in blotches. So, okay. So this is alcohol, if you can get your hands on it. Oh, it's the problem. And I'm not going to put a lot on this, but I do want it kind of sort of. I'm just putting a little bit, and you can always add more. I'm going to pick this up here, and I'll go ahead and spray it on there. And I'll just pick it up. Okay, anyway, I just take it and start squishing it around in my hands. And depending on the color that you want or how you want it. Yeah, that's actually not turning out like how I want, but put more alcohol in it. And it will make it look a little bit more. Now the cotton lace does not do as well as a nylon lace. The nylon lace, for some reason for me, it just seems to saturate it better, and I don't know. So let me do this a little bit more. It's kind of, I think this is too dark. I had another color in here and I don't know where it went to. Anyway, yeah, this is too dark. This is not going to work. So I'm going to have to get another piece and do it differently. All right, hang in there, guys. That's the idea of what you do, but that is just way too dark and too blotchy, so I'm probably not going to use that. Let me get my other one out, my other spray out, and then this one is not as dark, so let me try that on the, oh, I didn't get it wet yet. It does make a difference when you get it wet. I just sprayed myself. Okay. Oh, great. Here we go. Yeah, this is a lot better. That one was a little bit too dark. I mixed up two batches and I could not remember what was what, but this is the lighter one. So this one's just going to tint it a little bit. Okay. And I'm just rolling it in my hands. And that's getting it a lot closer to what I wanted. I just didn't want it super white. And that's a lot better. So you can see, I don't know if I get something white, you can see the difference. And you know, I can make it darker than that, but I really just didn't want it super white. The other one was just way too dark. And the cotton absorbs it. Just really, kind of, it does tend to be kind of blotchy, so that's why when I do it, I usually always make sure I wet it first. And because this is all alcohol based, it dries super quick. So if you're needing to color, and if you want to color your lace too, if you want to make it whatever color, like I have my homemade alcohol ink out there, and I'll try and remember to link that. And you can do this exact same thing with whatever color you want. It doesn't make any difference. Now see, that's a lot lighter color. And anyway, yeah, that other one was dark. I had added some ink to it and I think I forgot. I use just Ranger Latte and what are the other ones? Ginger, and I'll put sometimes Distress ink in it, and I make my own little spray so that when I want to vintage something up, I don't have to go coffee diet or something for just one thing. Now see that? Remember how white it was? Where's the other piece? So that's the difference, okay? So this made it acceptable to me, okay? But the other one was too dark, so I'm going to have to go and get another piece of lace. If I can find one. Here we go. And see. I'll cut that. And hopefully the other one will get used, don't worry, for something somewhere. And on this one, like I said, the cotton is a little trickier because it does, and you really do have to wet it. Otherwise it won't, it's just not going to work. Okay, so now let's just make sure it's really wet. Alright, and now I went and put that away and I didn't need to. And I'm just going to put a little bit of this in there. Yeah, that's a lot better color. And then I'm just going to roll it around. And it always turns out more blotchy than the nylon. But I have gotten to the point where I don't even buy any kind of colored laces or anything, because I usually just make them the color I want, unless it's something I see. But I mean, I don't spend a lot of time, because a lot of the beiges and stuff were really weird. Yeah, that's perfect. See? So see what that did? Okay, so now we have those three. And I'm going to turn my camera off for just a second and go ahead and dry those, and then we're going to get ready to make our tassel. All right? Okay, so I went ahead and dried my pieces, and we're ready to go ahead and make our tassel. And basically at this point I am just going to relay all my pieces and decide for sure which ones I want, which ones I don't want, that kind of thing. I don't know how that one ended up so short when I'm supposed to be matching to that. That's okay, we're going to kind of cut them all later. And I added eyelash trim in the mix because, and I actually think I'm going to use that on the outside, so I'll leave that aside. I like adding eyelash trim, it gives it some texture. And these are way too long, so I'm going to cut those down quite a bit. I always make it longer than I need on that, just because the little pieces I will always use later for sure. And I'm not being exact on my measurement because I know I'm going to have to cut these. So, not too worried about it. It will work out. And I have to actually put these in again, so. And I don't actually even care if all the pieces are exactly the same. I don't really worry about that. I kind of like it not. Okay. I wonder if I want to use that on the outside. Nah, let me use it here. Okay. So anyway, I'm not sure I'm going to put that gold in there because I don't like how it hangs. So I think I might take that out and I'll put gold on it later. Maybe put that here. I have to cut it. Okay. Alright, now I've got my pieces and I can either put them through here, believe it or not they will fit, or through here. There's an advantage to this because you could actually, when you take your tassel on and off, you can put that just like this, but then this, you can just put a lobster claw or something, and then, or even a bolt pen and attach it. We're going to use this because I'm just going to, I think it's a challenge. We'll get it in there. So what I'm going to do though first is I'm going to get these as evenly, get this evenly in the middle as we can. I decided to go ahead and get a different color. All this is my binding thread, my waxed linen thread, and I like to use this to tie with because it's easier to do. I'm going to put this down like this, that way, and then I'm going to lay my pieces in the middle as possible. And I don't know that the order really makes that much difference because they get moved around anyway, so, but you can put it in the order you want. But all you're really trying to do is get to the middle of every piece and maybe, you know, get them kind of assorted differently. And if at this time there's a piece, you know, you don't like I pulled out a couple that I decided I didn't really like. Like I said, it doesn't ever go to waste because honestly I have, you know, a big box of scraps and of ribbon, and I end up using them a lot on tags and things like that. So one thing I've noticed about that is you have to have it readily accessible. If you don't, then you won't use it. So that eyelash stuff's kind of hard to lay down sometimes, but that's okay. We'll get it working. I don't know which side on this we want. Okay, I'll cut some of that off. Okay. Oh, and the black. All right, so that's it. That's pretty much in the middle. And what I'm going to do, maybe this way a little bit, I think so, is I am just going to tie a knot in the middle. Okay, and that's why the wax is good, because it holds. Okay, and what I'm going to do then is I am going to take this and where'd my ring go? And I am just going to thread it through there. And it doesn't matter if it all doesn't go in at one time. You just kind of shove it in there. But that's the reason you tie it, so it doesn't fall apart. Like we have one piece that doesn't want to go in. There we go. Okay, so see, it does fit. I know it doesn't seem like it will, but it does. And you still even have more room in there. And then you can kind of decide, like, you know, which piece you want on top or something. If you do, I don't know that it matters. Like I said, I kind of just arrange it to where it's not just one piece. You can see that, okay? So I have that string still in the middle, so I'm holding that. That's holding it kind of together for me for a little bit. And then I'm going to take, where did my thread go? Here it is. Okay. Then I'm going to take another piece, pretty long, just because I may want to use this later to thread things on. Okay, so now I've got this. I can see the middle piece in here, and I'm going to lay this down. I would say about a 1/2 inch from the top. And I'm doing this kind of away from me, so let me see if I can hold it with my fancy new pliers. I twist it usually just to kind of give it kind of a cool look on top if I can. I don't think this is going to hold it. Normally I have it closer to me, so again it's easier, but I'm going to push down on this as much as I can. Is that purple coming all the way down? I don't know, it looks like it's jammed in there. Hold on. Okay, that's better. And I will put that right there. And this is why the wax thread is good, because you need another hand here. And if you do have another hand, this is the time to get them to help you, because you want to hold that down and make it as tight as you can. And ultimately not get it too far from the top. Okay. Like I said, it's a little bit easier to do when it's closer to you, but I'm going to push this down again because it's getting loose. Okay. So now I've got this. I would say about a 1/2 inch from the top, and I'm going to try and tie a knot as tight as I can. All right, I'm going to pull this toward me a little bit. Okay. And so I'm going to hold it with one. I am doing this as tight as I can, which is not easy to do. I'm going down too low. There we go. Okay. And that's why you really like this thread, or a strong thread, because you do want it to be as tight as you can. All right, and then you're going to tie it again in a knot. Okay, that's tight. Okay. Can it go any tighter than that? No, I don't think so. And that's why this thread will hold its spot, and I do it 3 times. Okay. And believe it or not, guys, that's it. That's all there is, except now what we're going to do. And if you want to take this around again, just for, you know, safety's sake, but this stuff's pretty strong. I would you could go around the other end and go the other way. The reason I did the string so long is that this is great to add beads and stuff onto later. And that's why I changed out the color. I didn't like the white. And I could not find my off-white, so I don't know. Anyway, so you're going to have these. I'd leave them long because then you can add stuff to them later. Okay, so now what I would do, and actually, I don't know. I think that should go up a little higher. I'm going to push it up as far as I can. You know, anyway. There we go. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the bottom, and I'm not going to cut these strings because when you tie stuff to them later, the height, it'll change, okay, because you'll use some of that string up. But for everything else, I'm going to bring it down. Now get up here. Come on. Some of these strings are from the top, and so I got to try and move these. Also too, the one on the top right there, if you want to, you can cut that, or you can leave it. Either way, I usually at this point you can cut it, or you can leave it and tie things onto the string. It's up to you. I don't know. I mean, you really can't see it. The cool thing is that allows you like more strings to add beads and things like that too. I'm going to pull these over because I don't want to cut them right now. And they're all tangled in there. Should be one more. Here it is. It's in there. Okay, so I'm going to leave these to where they're kind of in there by themselves. You guys get away. I'm trying to get these other pieces away from it so I can measure it. Okay. Okay, so that's all over here. These are down. I'm going to put that over here so it stays out of the way. So now you take just all your pieces. Let's see. And I always go wherever my shortest piece is and try to approximately cut it around that, which is, let's see, going to be about right here. I cut it once. Okay. See, I already, oh, we had one outlier there. It was probably bent up in there. Okay. And then a lot of times, well, you'll find one or two. I go back, and a lot of these, I don't do it on all of them, but a lot of the squared off pieces, I cut them at an angle. I just think they look better that way. Just go through and do them all. And like I said, I don't care if they're exactly the same height. You know, here, I cut that really crooked, didn't I? I do it on these. I'll do I'll cut like that. Okay. I'll do that on this. Just go all the way through and cut them all. I'm just cutting really crooked. I don't know what the deal is. I think it's because it's kind of far away from me. Anyway, you get the drift. We're just doing that. And I think it really makes a difference in the end, how it looks. I probably missed a few, but anyway, that's the idea. I'm going to take these off now. So we're leaving these long so you can add beads and things to it. You don't have to. You could cut that off right there. But also, then you've got to think, do you want to put something here that's decorative or ribbon or whatever? I'm thinking about putting the gold there, which I think would look good, but I don't know if I want to put that gold. I don't know. I have this other gold. I don't know. We'll see. Let me see. Let me see. I think I will. I think I'm going to put that right there. And then, or you could take another cool thing to use, which I forgot to put that in there. Maybe I'll use that. I might use that and then later put gold. I don't know. For right now, okay, here's some eyelash trim. You can put that in there and just tie it. And maybe go around the other way, and that kind of covers it up on top. And it also makes it decorative. I do use eyelash trim a lot to do that. Anyway, as far as beads go, where did my beads go that I bought? Okay, so let's just say, and I don't know that I'm going to use these, but what's really cool about the wax linen thread is that you can just take it and you might want to cut it on the end or make sure it's in there good so you can get it through there. Usually, see that? You can put them right through there and you could just bead this whole thing up. Or you could just like see if you want it to stop there, you could put a knot in here, okay? Right at the end of where that bead is. If you can see me doing that, okay? And so now that bead's not going to go past there, okay? So then maybe you want to go down with another color, right? And then you would just do that all the way down, okay? You would just kind of basically, I'll do another one just so you can see what I'm talking about. Could put another one like right here. And then maybe add another knot. You know, just do them randomly all the way down. That way you don't have to have a whole string of beads. Alright, so that would go here. And what will happen is it'll just all hang down like that. We'll just finish it off so you can see what I'm talking about. Of course, you could hang charms on this, which I may do. I was actually waiting. I ordered some charms I thought would work good. You do have to kind of make sure, twist this every now and then just to kind of get it in there because it does start to split on the end. Okay, and so that's there. So I'm just kind of eyeballing where the knots would go. Let me do that. Maybe a little bit higher up. There we go. So here we've got 3. And you know, that's just going to hang in there with it. Let me do another one. We don't have. We've got blue, we've got green. Maybe a yellowish pink one. I don't know what color that is. So anyway, guys, this is kind of all there is to it. It's not super complicated, but let me get this on here. I think you guys get the drift on how to do this. I think I'm just going to have to cut it again. I hate doing that because, see, and that's why you leave these really long, because you're tying knots and you may have to cut it and yada yada yada. So you want to be able to have room to work with, and you can always cut off the excess. That's not a big deal. Okay, and then I don't know. Well, anyway, you get the idea. So then you would just cut off the extra, so whatever little beads you put on there. So basically, by allowing these to hang off, it gives you 4 little places. And like I said, you can cut it up here. You can't even see it, so to me it's not a big deal. And anyway, that's a really easy way to make a tassel. All you have to do after this, I don't know if I put my clip in here. I'm just cleaning up my messes here. So God knows where I put things. I mean, that's the bad thing about cleaning up. Half the time I can't find what I did. Okay, here we go. Let's just say, for instance, I probably have another one in there too. You want to do this on there. You could easily, let me get a, doesn't have to be one that big. If I can find it. Where I put it. Okay. So for instance, if you want to attach this to your journal, okay, you can just take a jump ring. You don't need one that big. Let me find one a little bit smaller. These are all the ones that I took jewelry apart and I have extra pieces in here. I could just break down and get the other ones out. Save us all some time. Okay, those aren't them. Here we go. Here we go. Don't move. Don't move. Okay. So you could just take a jump ring and attach it to the end of this. That's why this is so good to use. And you could just put it on a little lobster claw thing. Okay, and then if you have an eyelet in your journal or something, I'm not cutting these other ones off because I wanted to show you, you know, that, and I'll probably bead those up too, but like you would just, let's say you put an eyelet back here, you could just attach it like that and it's detachable, or you could put an eyelet right back up here. And let's see, I have a bulb pen in here, do I? No. Oh my goodness, come on. I have so much stuff down here I have to put away. Yeah, here we go. Or this is what I do half the time. I just take a bulb pen. Take that off real quick just to show you. You don't have to spend a ton of money. It works really good. just put this back. Okay, so you have an eyelet on there, and you could attach it directly to the bulb pin, but the thing is about having the other jump ring in there, it just dangles better. And then what you do is, I haven't done it yet. I usually wait till I'm all done with the journal because I have to tie in the signatures. But you would have an eyelet there, and you just put it through that. Or you could even pin it onto the back. Like, let's just say put it right there. I mean, there's no reason why you couldn't pin it. It's not super heavy or anything. Okay. And there you go. There's your tassel, guys. Right? And like I said, you can add your other beads to it. You could add charms. I mean, that is just really pretty, and it was super easy to make. And with these little decorative things, and you saw how much I put in there, and there's still more room. I could have put more stuff in there. So you could take your, at this point, you could go ahead and take your boho beads, and you could just add it to that. You can add it right here to the end of that, for instance. Okay, which is something I'm thinking I may do, and that just jazzes it up even more. So that's it, guys. That's all I have for you. The other thing I was going to hopefully have time to show you, but I'm not going to, is you do the exact same thing with this, okay? But the really cool thing is, instead of having to shove it through there, you can just open it and take it around. But I don't know, you saw it wasn't, I didn't take anything to put it through there. The key to putting it through there to me is tying it in the middle first, and then putting it through, because then if you try and move them in one by one and put them in there, they move all around and do all that. Trust me, I've tried it. So the thing is to tie it. And I think even this way too, because you can't even see where I tied it on top, and plus that gave me extra strings to put more cool stuff on there. You know, you can put as much as you want. Like I said, I'm going to add some little charms on there, you know, and if you wanted to do charms on here, you could take just some let me see real quick if I have it. I haven't thought all this through real well, guys, so I apologize. Like, let's just say you have some chain, or just a piece like this or something. You can see where my other thingamajiggy is. You could just take some like this. I'm just going to cut off a piece and do maybe about that much, and get your bulb pin. I use these for so many things, and I know I bought mine off of Amazon, and like, it's a lifetime supply, trust me. I've given out handfuls, and I still have more than I can use. Just take your bulb pin and stick it through here, and what you can do is attach your charms with jump rings on here, and then you can, just how I attach this boho bead, you can just take this, and you're going to put this all on this same jump ring and attach this just like that as another piece of it, and then again it's removable, and then you could add all your charms to this and have like a whole charm thing going on. You could have your beads, you can, I mean, the sky's the limit. Just put whatever you want to put on there. Okay, so that's a cool way to do it, I think. Just whatever it is that you want to add to it. You can make it as elaborate or as simple as you want, but the premise is the same. It's a super easy way to do it. I think it's easier than how I used to do it, so this is probably my new go-to. So anyway, guys, I hope that helps, and I hope y'all can make yourself some tassels. And I think tassels are a really neat way to decorate a journal. You know, you can, and it's easy to make them removable. It's not something that has to be on there all the time, but you know, especially something that's this blinged out, right? All right, I hope everybody enjoyed that, and leave me a comment, a like, thumbs up. I am going to be having some big giveaways. I have bought a lot of stuff, and I'm going to share. So just you know, subscribe, comment, and just let me know what you think. And I'm not going to pick a day or a number that we have to get to right now. I think I'm just going to do it randomly, because I'm just going to do it randomly. And I will do milestones also, but I also think I just want to do some random ones, just because I really appreciate all of you. I want to show how much I appreciate it. I really appreciate your kind comments and encouragement. And hey guys, sorry I had to stop the video. I had my son's 2 dogs, his puppies came running up here. Anyway, I went ahead and finished the tassel. Thought I would just pop on here real quick, show you pretty much how it's going to be. I may add a charm thing to it separately, not to this particular tassel, but the tassel's done. I did add just some beads, some round beads. These are just glass beads, and then here's some crystal beads, and I add some on the other side too, just to kind of finish it off. And that's the reason why you leave the strings long, is to be able to add things later. You don't have to do that. I went ahead and put the gold around the top, just to, I don't know, bring in some of the gold that was in here, and I like how that looks. And anyway, I'm not sure how I'm going to necessarily attach this to the journal. I probably will just leave it on a bulb pen. To me, that's one of the easiest ways to do it, if you've got something to attach it to. Sometimes it's kind of hard. You have to put an eyelid in there, whatever, but I think this would work. Also, I wanted to show you on our boho beads that we made, you could easily take your boho bead like this, and these long ones, and that's why these bulb pens are, to me, are just, they're great. You could just take, here's your jump ring right there. You could either attach this here or to the jump ring. Either way, it'll work, just by pinning it on there. And because there's enough of a drop there, it'll just hang on your tassel like that. And you know, you could put more than one. You don't have to just put one if you don't want to. You could just put, I don't know, let's see. We've got this one here. We could put that on there. And you know, you could drop it lower, and let's say maybe put it in a different spot, just by adding it. You could add it directly to the side here. Let me put that in there, if I can get it through there. There we go. Just if you want them at different heights or something, because that's just going to lay in there. So then that would make them at different heights, okay, to your tassel, if you can see that. And you know, I mean, if you could do that, and then now I've added 2 boho beads to the side, just to show you that you could do it separately like that, and then put your tassel on. Okay, so if you want to leave the boho beads there, you can put it in part of the tassel. I'll take these off. All right, and then you could just add that on like that, or like I said, you can just add them separately. It doesn't really matter. It's however you like the look. Okay. And like I said, how you attach this is up to you. I like to make sure that they're removable, just so if somebody doesn't want it on there. But okay, so that's it, guys, and this is with the boho beads attached to it. You don't have to do that, but it is definitely something you can do, and that blings it up a little bit. You don't have to have that there. Anyway, just an idea, and it's really super easy to make these. I just, you know, like I said, they can be as plain or as blingy as you want. Okay, so we'll see. I just wanted to pop on and let you see the finished product. Take care.